welcome to Reaching Out with Reach podcast, where we dive into the heart of prevention, recovery, and resilience. I'm Santana.
And I'm Wendy. Together, we're here to explore the stories, strategies, and insights that empower individuals and communities to make informed choices.
In these episodes, we'll bring you discussions and topics surrounding community, prevention, mental health, and recovery.
So whether you're a professional in the field, someone on a personal journey, or simply curious, we're glad you're here.
Let's reach out, learn, and grow together. Let's start by being honest. Most people don't fail at coping skills. Coping skills fail them. All right, let's think about it like this. Not the same coping skills work for everyone. And it's okay to find a new healthy coping skill if music or journaling or walking no longer works.
That's true. And when that happens, people assume the problem is the lack of effort or motivation, when the real issue is timing and biology.
We're told to calm down, breathe, journal, think positively. None of that works when your nervous system is in survival mode. So let's focus on how to get out of survival mode.
Yeah, and I think that maybe some people, that's the worst thing that they want to hear when they're in crisis is calm down, breathe. But today, let's talk about coping skills that actually work when you're triggered, overwhelmed, or close to making choices that you might later regret. So being triggered isn't about being dramatic or sensitive. It's about your nervous system detecting threat.
Yes. That threat might be real or perceived, past or present. Your body doesn't care. It responds the same way.
Your heart rate increases, muscle tone tenses, breathing becomes shallow, and your thinking narrows.
And at that point, the part of your brain responsible for logic and self-control is no longer in charge. The thought of self-control is eye-opening.
Oh. So when someone says, just think about it differently, they're asking the wrong part of the brain to do the work.
Let's talk about why common advice doesn't work in the moment.
Breathing exercises can help, but only if your body already feels somewhat safe.
Yes. Journaling requires access to language and reflection, which are offline during high stress.
That's true. And positive thinking often feels invalidating when someone is overwhelmed, which increases frustration instead of reducing it.
So, people give up and assume they're broken. They're not. The tools were mismatched. Let's find the skills that work. And it's okay to have several coping skills to regulate us back to all ready to go.
Awesome. But here's the rule that most people miss. Regulation comes before insight.
Ooh. You cannot process, reflect, or make good decisions until the nervous system settles.
So we need to realize that coping mechanisms, whether positive or negative, they're just distractions. However, the positive ones are what help us regulate our emotions.
Yes. That's why substances work. And if you don't offer alternatives that work at the same level, people will keep reaching for what does, or they think it does. That's why I always say healthy coping skills.
That's good. Level 1 coping is about immediate regulation, not understanding, not growth, just stabilization.
Oh, I like the levels. This includes things like temperature changes, so cold water on the face, or holding ice, or stepping outside in the cold air.
Movement is another powerful regulator. Walking, stretching, pacing, shaking out tension.
Oh, I like it. The sensory grounding also works. So naming 5 things you can see, 4 you can feel, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste.
These strategies work because they engage the body directly. My go-tos are deep breathing and walking outside. What are yours, Santana?
Oh, I love music, and then I like art. Arts and craft, they're like my thing. Once the nervous system settles a bit, you move into level 2 coping.
This is where naming emotions becomes important.
Not I'm fine or I'm mad, but accurate language like I'm overwhelmed, rejected, ashamed, scared, frustrated.
Accurate naming reduces intensity, and it tells the brain that the feeling has been recognized. And you learn to start understanding yourself a little better.
Ooh, externalizing thoughts also help. Saying them out loud, writing them down without editing, being truthful to you.
So level 3 coping happens when things are calm.
Sleep, nutrition, routine, predictability.
These aren't self-care trends, they're nervous system maintenance.
When these are neglected, triggers hit harder and faster.
So a real coping plan includes all 3 levels.
You identify what works in crisis, what helps regulate emotions, and what reduces future overload.
And this is what most people miss. You have to practice them even when you don't need them.
Yes, because coping skills accessed for the first time during crisis rarely work.
So if someone you care about is overwhelmed, your job is not to fix them.
That's the thing. Like, we got to get people to understand that we can't fix people. We fix cars, we fix, put together things, but you can't put together a person, right? Your job is to help them feel safe enough to regulate.
That's right. So lower your voice, slow your movements, keep your language simple.
Ask, what would help you right now, instead of giving advice?
And don't take it personally if they need space.
Yes, because that's kind of like one of the things that people do when people kind of like pull away. Sometimes it's a distance and a timing for the pull away.
Right.
If it's a long time, maybe to step in, but just sometimes people need that moment just to regulate.
I feel that stepping away is a part of coping, right? But
Yes.
also there is isolation, which is negative, which is something we need to also recognize.
Right. I agree. Sometimes coping skills aren't enough.
That doesn't mean that someone has failed. It just means that they need more support.
Right? So things like therapy, peer support, medication, or structured programs exist for a reason.
And needing support is not a weakness, it's awareness.
Yes, I agree. Coping isn't about never getting triggered.
It's about recovering faster and causing less harm along the way.
Capacity can be built.
And no one has to do it alone.
That's the good part about it.
I love that. That's a wrap for today's episode of the Reaching Out with Reach podcast. We hope our discussion offered valuable insights and inspiration.
Remember, change begins with awareness and action. If you found today's conversation meaningful, please share it with others who might benefit.
Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform so you never miss an episode.
And if you have topics you'd like us to cover or stories to share, find us on social media at Reach Council on Facebook or Reach_Council on Instagram to let us know.
Until next time, choose healthy, choose happy, and keep reaching out.